Good morning, Fantastic Fran. I'm telling you, I say this all the time, but when I get on the call with you, I feel so motivated because you're so uplifting. And it reminds me of something that I heard when I was a teenager. And it was a song that said, "The thing I don't like about you is you surround yourself with people that demand so little of you." But I turned that around and I said, well, if I'm going to improve, then I surround myself with people that demand a lot of me. And when I get on the phone with you, or when I get on the line with you in any manner, I tell you, I feel like you're asking the world of me. And what does that do? It helps me to grow. So I have to do all I can to live up to what you say. And I'm telling you, that's a tall order. But what's so fantastic about this morning is the things that you said as you introduced and welcomed everybody on the call are the things that I really plan to talk about today. Don't sell yourself short. And why should you make the most of your natural talents? And don't be lulled into a false sense of accomplishment when there is so much more that can and should be done. Why I say that you were talking about the things that I'm going to talk about is I plan to open it by telling you of something that happened to me just recently. I went to Tony Robbins and actually experienced the Awaken the Power Within. And you know, they talk about fire walking. Well, when I got there, I just knew that was a metaphor, right? Had no belief system at all that would make me believe that we would actually walk on coals, hot coals or fire or whatever. And they flashed up this picture of the fire that was outside, and I said, yeah, here it comes. Close your eyes and pretend. I just knew that's what it was going to be. And when we went outside and I smelled that burning wood and saw those coals, because it was at night and you could see them reflecting in the dark, it was like, oh my goodness. I had done everything I was told to do, and I was prepared, as it turns out. But at that moment, I was ready to take a doggy circle and go somewhere else. But then I heard someone say, go. And I did it. I walked the hot coals. And it was a life-changing moment for me because it proved that you can do anything. It also made me realize that God has given us abilities that we probably have. I know we have no idea of how fantastic those abilities are. And I feel like because of society today, we have watered down those capabilities, and we need to get back in touch and figure out what it is we really can do, because we have been given such power and it's deferred. We have no idea what it is. But I tell you what, even in my decision to read the Bible every single day this year, guess what Proverbs say on today's date? Hope deferred makes the heart sick, but when dreams come true, there is life and joy. People who despise advice will find themselves in trouble. Those who respect it will succeed. The advice of the wise is like a life-giving fountain. Now, how wonderful is that? That's today. That's what we're supposed to talk about today. Taking our dreams and getting them off the shelf and putting them in action, because there's so much more to what we can do. And for me as a person, yes, I wrote a book. I wrote a book called At Sula's Feet, Life Lessons Learned at My Grandmother's Feet. Well, I wrote that a couple of years ago. And I have enjoyed some wonderful things because of it. However, is that it? When I run into people that I know, they say, well, have you written another book yet? What's the name of your next book? And I said, well, I haven't. I changed that this year. I decided that I was not going to wait until it was perfect, because I have several books that are sitting around in my head, sitting around on my computer, whatever, and I refuse to put them out because they're not perfect yet. Well, the beginning of this year, along with reading the Bible, I decided to take action and move some of these things to the forefront and then out into the public so that people can share them and that they can be improved and built upon and what have you. So if you go to my website at www.sulatoo.com, sula2.com, you'll find that I have a couple of ebooks that have been written. One is a set of essays. One is a e-version of At Sula's Feet. And coming out within the next week or so will be Here's 50. And Here's 50 are 50 things that you can do to collect your family memories and hold on to those treasures that can be used to motivate the next generation. Because you will be surprised at how much of somebody you have never met you are. Because I look at living generations of individuals and I see what the elder does and how the little one repeats it and have no clue that they are repeating the personalities and the belief systems and all that of someone that have come before them. So with that being said, acknowledge that that's the case and put down something that is worthy of being repeated and duplicated. That's what we need to do. Now, when I think about moving forward toward those dreams and taking them off the shelf and making sure that I'm not heartsick because my dreams are deferred. My dreams are out in front of me. Now, when I combine what I went through with what I'm going through, then I realized that symbolism of firewalking was not about what you have to face on a day-to-day basis. It's not what you're going through. It's where you're going to that counts. And so with my goals in place, I know what I want to do. Then on each day, then I can begin to just move forward, taking care of those particular dreams on a day-to-day basis. One thing at a time, a little bit at a time. Not trying to do it all in one day, but one thing at a time. On this very call, I was moved to another level. Thanks to Frantastic Fran. She asked me to do something, and I did it. And then because I did that, Captain Met said, well, why don't you have your own radio show? And I went, However, Princess Memories was created. So Sundays at 5 o'clock, we have an opportunity to hear people talk about things past, talk about things that mean something to them, and just chat with some pretty wonderful people. I have learned something every time somebody's gotten on that call with me, on the show with me. Every time there's something new that I have learned, and all I'm doing is just talking with people. But had I waited until perfection, would not have happened. Fear would have taken a hold of me, and fear does nothing but make you look crazy, as they say. You know, when you're afraid of something, all the universe comes after you. Animals can sense it. People realize it, whether they admit it or not, and they prey on it. So what you have to do is move beyond the fear toward what you want to do. And what are you afraid of anyway? What people will say? Well, reality. There are people that love you. There are people that do not love you. And usually you can move them from one end of the scale to the other. So you need to just go forward with what it is you want to do, because that's what's important. You and what your dreams are. And what I found that I learned this year, because at the beginning of the year I said I was going to do something to improve my professional craft every single day, and then I chastised myself and I said, no, you have not read the Bible with that kind of dedication, so you need to do that. Read the Bible every single day. That's what I did. But here's a lesson that I learned from that. If I look at the Bible as a goal, meaning the fact that I want to get through it completely this year, and I have a book that's laid out in 365 days of reading the Bible. Well, each day, once I've made that commitment that I'm going to do it, then I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to be fearful about anything. All I have to do is take action. Because every single day there's something for me to read, and either I will do it or I will not do it. But if I'm committed to it, I do it. And as I do this every single day and I look at it, I can see that I've made progress. The first couple of days, my goodness, those pages were so narrow. I wasn't making any progress at all, it appears. But looking at April 19th, there's a considerable amount of this book that's been read. I feel a sense of accomplishment. The other thing that happens is there's a sense of calm that you're just moving forward. You're just living the day as the day is. You're not making it any more than what it is or any less than what it is. You are in the moment. But this moment is keeping you on track with your goal. Again, no fear, no worry, just action. Just do it. With that being said, too, when I say I want to write a lot of books, well, if the kinds of things that I want to write, if each and every day I collect something, do something, even if it's just to learn about something or to collect information about something or to write down my thoughts about what I want to do or to actually complete a segment of what I'm writing. Just take action on a daily basis and be consistent. Be consistent. Now, when you say, don't be lulled into a false sense of accomplishment, you know what that means is that you walked out and the crowd cheered. Yay! She's done it. He's done it. But at some point, if that's all you're listening to, then the cheering will stop. And what will you have? Are you prepared for the next day? No, you stop to just listen to the press. What you should be doing is every day improving, every day taking action, every day moving toward what it is you want to do. Because ultimately, it's not the cheers of others that will keep you going. It is the voice from within that keeps you moving. Because when there's no one else around, that's the one that keeps you grounded, solid, able to cope. And so what that voice is telling you is based on what you've put in there. And I have to admit, getting on this call, hearing Frantastic, I hear wonderful words. I hear her. I hear the motivation of the people that get on the call. And I hear myself saying, girl, you better get with it, because Frantastic will take nothing less. And with that, I say, have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful day.